Hi, my name is Jen Ejiofor. I'm a graduate student at Grand Canyon University. This video is going to talk about stress management for trauma nurses on a trauma unit, and it will kind of explain to you, suggest to you some of the ways you can handle some of your stresses. Now, let me start by asking you some questions. By the raise of hands, how many of you love what they do? And how many of you enjoy doing what you do on the trauma unit? How many of you think your job is very stressful? And how many of you dread getting up in the morning when that alarm rings and you remember you're on the schedule to work on that trauma unit today? You know, I ask these questions just to figure out what goes on in your mind on a work day, to see how, knowing that job you're walking into is very stressful, how it really affects your well-being, how it affects your wellness, what you think about it, and how you can help yourself in your everyday task. Stress is a normal response, the body's normal response to an uncertainty, something that's uncertain, something that's sudden. But how you handle it has some effect on the result it has on your wellness or well-being. The lifestyle you choose, the kind of things you do to help you go through that stress can be good or bad. And actually, there's a good and bad stress too. Maybe some of you doesn't even know that there's a good stress. Stress is a good stress. It helps you kind of have that competitive spirit. It's usually a positive thing. So when you hear stress, yes, it is a good stress. But then this stress is a bad stress. It is something that can affect your health and well-being. It is something, when it gets to be chronic, can actually cause you some other physical, mental, other emotional problems. But let me tell you a little bit about the different kinds of stress. It can be low. When the stress level is still low, you're still calm. You're still able to function without any problems. And then it goes to medium. When you're in that medium level of stress, you're still calm, but it's a little bit longer than when it was low. And that stage, you're still managing very well without much problems. But talk about when it's actually high. High stress is that kind of stress that can make you, it can be overwhelming, it can absolutely cause you some other problems, and it's usually chronic. Now, how can you handle some of these stresses that are everyday occurrences on your job? Consider physical exercise, consider good balanced diet, eat a lot of fruit and vegetables, drink your water, get hydrated. Think about lunchtime. Try to walk out of that unit for a little bit, kind of breathe some good air, some fresh air, and that will help you. There are some other things you can also do to reduce stress. Think about it spiritually. Some of us are very spiritual. Have you talked to the chaplain at your hospital or your workplace recently? Things like that can help you. Find you a peer group, support group, a group of co-workers that are going through what you're going through, and they are able to give you some ideas on how you can handle, those situations when they occur. Think about some other support groups like your relatives, your relations. Try to find a balance between outside work and inside work. Other things that can also help you in reducing stress is exercise. I mentioned it earlier, but slightly. But physical exercise, such as jogging or walking and stuff like that, they do help. Another thing I found out from some other co-workers, they told me that helped them, it's meditation. Meditation is one way of helping yourself go through stress. Just 30 minutes of calmness, 30 minutes of intentionality, 30 minutes of being aware of your stressors. Those can help. Meditation, mindfulness, things like that. Those are strategies you can also that can also help you in managing stress. Another thing I would like to help you, another information I would like to give you, some of the resources available to you at your workplace that can actually help you. There's peer review support program in every hospital. Try and find out where that is and who can help you. Introduce yourself to those. Those are a group of your peers, a group of friends that you can absolutely talk about what you're going through on your job with. How about mental health? You know about the 988 number for mental health awareness. That 988 is actually for crisis, but if you need mental health assistance, you can still talk to someone on your job to find out a way of dealing with that or how you can get that resource available. Every hospital, I also found out in our community here, has a program that is called Better Help. They usually provide resources of all kinds to work employees that are going through different stressors and they are having a hard time managing it. But the board of nursing that I belong to, I don't know, the ones around, they also have peer review programs that help nurses that are going through stressful or traumatic experiences. So these are some of the things I think that can help you as you go on carrying out your selfless services. Remember, you're serving humanity. Remember, just try to find the good in what you do. I know it can be stressful, but also your lifestyle changes and some of the things you do can also help you manage those stressors very well. Thank you. I hope this has helped. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, or you can call me. I'll give you my card at the end of this. Just call me. I wouldn't mind getting you some more resources if you want me to, if you would like me to. Thank you for listening and have a good day.